BioBlitz is a collaborative quest for biodiversity discovery that brings together citizen scientists, experts, and organizations to explore and document the flora and fauna of a specific area. In this documentary, we follow a team of passionate individuals as they embark on a 24-hour BioBlitz in a national park. The event is led by biologists, conservationists, and educators who guide participants in collecting data about the species they encounter. Through interviews with scientists and participants, we learn about the importance of biodiversity and how it contributes to a healthy ecosystem. We witness the excitement of discoveries, such as rare birds, bats, and insects, and the team's efforts to safely capture and document them. We also see the challenges they face, including limited time and difficult terrain. The documentary showcases the power of citizen science and how it can be used to better understand and protect our environment. Moreover, it highlights the importance of collaboration among various institutions and individuals toward a common goal. By the end of the BioBlitz, we gain a greater appreciation for the rich biodiversity of nature and the individuals who work tirelessly to study and protect it. BioBlitz is a collaborative quest for biodiversity discovery that brings together scientists, naturalists, and volunteers to explore and document the incredible array of species that exist in a given area. This event is a time-bound, intensive effort to find and identify as many species as possible. The first BioBlitz took place in 1996, and since then, these events have been held all around the world. In fact, there have been over 200 BioBlitzes on 6 continents in the last 2 decades, involving more than 100,000 participants. These efforts have resulted in the discovery of thousands of new species. The goal of a BioBlitz is to gain a better understanding of the biodiversity of a particular location. The data collected can inform conservation strategies and provide a baseline for monitoring changes in the environment over time. In just 24 hours, participants in a BioBlitz can identify hundreds of species of plants, insects, birds, mammals, and more. For example, in a BioBlitz held in New York City's Central Park in 2013, over 800 species were documented in just 24 hours. BioBlitzes are not just for scientists and experts. The events are open to anyone who has an interest in nature. Participants range from school children to retirees, and many have no prior experience in scientific fieldwork. Volunteers receive training on how to collect and record data, making this a great opportunity for people to learn about ecology and the scientific process. Experts are on hand to help with identification, ensuring that the data collected is accurate and useful. In addition to the scientific goals of a BioBlitz, these events have many social and cultural benefits. They bring people from different backgrounds together to work toward a common goal. They also provide an opportunity for members of the community to connect with nature and appreciate the biodiversity that surrounds them. BioBlitzes can also be used to encourage interest in science and conservation among young people. BioBlitzes have proven to be a successful way of engaging the public in scientific research and conservation efforts. The events have generated significant media coverage, with stories appearing in news outlets all over the world. They have also been embraced by government agencies and conservation organizations as a way to gather important biodiversity data. For example, in the United States, the National Park Service has been hosting BioBlitzes since 2007. These events have been held at dozens of national parks, from Florida to Hawaii. The data collected at these events helps park managers make informed decisions about how to manage and protect these important natural areas. In conclusion, BioBlitz is a collaborative quest for biodiversity discovery that has gained momentum in recent years. They have attracted thousands of participants worldwide and have become an effective way of engaging the public in scientific research and conservation efforts. Through these events, people of all ages and backgrounds can learn about the natural world and make important contributions to our understanding of biodiversity. The data collected at BioBlitzes is valuable to scientists, government agencies, and conservation organizations, and can inform conservation strategies for years to come. In conclusion, BioBlitz is a collaborative quest that connects people with nature through biodiversity discovery. It is truly remarkable to see individuals from different backgrounds and experiences come together to learn about and appreciate the ecosystems around them. BioBlitz provides a unique opportunity for scientists, naturalists, volunteers, and community members to work together towards a common goal of understanding and protecting the environment. The event not only promotes environmental stewardship but also fosters a sense of community and shared responsibility towards the planet.
In our world today, we are facing a crisis of unimaginable proportions: the loss of biodiversity. Our planet's ecosystems are under siege, and the diversity of life on Earth is rapidly dwindling. Scientists estimate that we are losing species at a rate of 1,000 to 10,000 times greater than the natural extinction rate. The causes of this crisis are many: habitat destruction, climate change, invasive species, pollution, and overexploitation are all contributing to the decline of biodiversity. The impact of this loss on our planet's ecosystems, and ultimately on us, is immense. We rely on biodiversity for the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the medicines that keep us healthy. Biodiversity is the foundation of life on Earth, and without it, our existence is at risk. We must take urgent action to save our endangered species, to protect the ecosystems they depend on, and to preserve the biodiversity that sustains us all. Join us in this urgent call to action, as we explore the breathtaking beauty and diversity of life on Earth and the urgent measures we must take to ensure its survival. This is Biodiversity SOS. Biodiversity is essential for the survival of our planet, and it is currently facing a state of emergency. The loss of biodiversity is happening at an alarming rate, with a shocking 1 million plant and animal species now at risk for extinction. This is particularly concerning given the fact that biodiversity plays a critical role in maintaining the planet's essential ecosystem services, such as pollination, soil fertility, and carbon sequestration. According to the United Nations, the current extinction rate is at least 100 times higher than the natural background rate. It is estimated that up to 50 of all species could be at risk of extinction by the end of the century if we do not take immediate action. The threat to biodiversity is driven by various human activities, such as deforestation, habitat destruction, and climate change. These activities result in the loss of habitat for many species, making it difficult for them to survive. As a result, many species are facing extinction due to their inability to adapt to these changes in their environment. According to the World Wildlife Fund, approximately 17,000 species are currently threatened with extinction due to human activities. These include iconic species such as elephants, tigers, and rhinoceroses, as well as lesser-known species such as pangolins and sea turtles. The loss of biodiversity is not just an environmental issue, it also has significant economic and social implications. Biodiversity provides important ecosystem services that support human well-being, such as food and medicine production, water purification, and disease control. The loss of biodiversity can also lead to significant economic losses, particularly for industries that rely on natural resources. According to the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, the economic value of ecosystem services is estimated to be $125 to $145 trillion per year. To address the biodiversity crisis, urgent measures are needed to protect endangered species and their habitats. This includes creating and enforcing laws and regulations to prevent habitat destruction and overexploitation of natural resources. It also involves promoting sustainable agriculture and forestry practices that protect biodiversity while also meeting human needs. The International Union for Conservation of Nature states that protected areas are essential for the conservation of biodiversity, and currently only 16 of the world's land and inland waters and 10 of coastal and marine areas are protected. Education and awareness-raising campaigns are also essential for promoting the conservation of biodiversity. It is important to educate the public about the importance of biodiversity, the threats it faces, and the actions that individuals can take to protect it. According to the World Economic Forum, only 1 in 5 people worldwide are aware of the severity of the global biodiversity crisis. In conclusion, urgent measures are needed to save endangered species and to protect biodiversity. The loss of biodiversity is a global crisis that affects us all. By taking immediate action, we can protect the invaluable ecosystem services provided by biodiversity, support human well-being, and ensure a healthy planet for future generations. As Sir David Attenborough once said, "No one will protect what they don't care about, and no one will care about what they have never experienced." It is time for all of us to experience and care about the biodiversity that surrounds us, and take steps to protect it before it is too late. In conclusion, it is critical that we take immediate and urgent measures to save and protect endangered species. The biodiversity crisis has been caused primarily by human activities such as habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change, and it is our responsibility to take action. In order to do this effectively, we need to promote greater awareness and education about biodiversity and the importance of preserving it. We also need to strengthen legal protections and regulations around endangered species and their habitats to ensure they are not lost forever. Welcome to a world where biodiversity is increasingly under threat. Climate change, deforestation and pollution are just a few reasons that are impacting our fragile ecosystems. But, there is still hope. We are proud to introduce our latest project, which is all about biodiversity sanctuaries. These sanctuaries are located around the world and are created for the protection and conservation of various species that are currently under threat. Our goal is to raise awareness and ensure the protection of these endangered species, in the sanctuaries where they reside. These sanctuaries provide the perfect environment for specific species to thrive and grow, promoting biodiversity in a manner that is sustainable and safe. The footage in the trailer showcases the beauty of these sanctuaries and the efforts undertaken to preserve them. The video highlights the importance of safeguarding the species present within the sanctuaries while also providing a glimpse of the fascinating heritage that exists within the ecosystem. Join us on an incredible journey to explore biodiversity sanctuaries, which act as a preserve for various species, and how they aid in their conservation. Discover the challenges and accomplishments achieved by the efforts of dedicated individuals and organizations. Together, we can make a difference in preserving these delicate ecosystems for generations to come. Biodiversity sanctuaries are the need of the hour. With the constant exploitation of natural resources and increased human intervention in the ecosystem, the fragile balance of nature is at stake. According to the global statistics, 1 million species are at the risk of extinction due to human activities, and the current rate of extinction is 1,000 times higher than the natural rate. These figures are alarming and demand immediate measures to conserve and preserve biodiversity. Biodiversity sanctuaries are specially designed protected areas that aim to preserve the biodiversity of ecosystems. These sanctuaries help in maintaining the balance of nature, protecting unique ecosystems, and conserving both flora and fauna. Global statistics indicate that out of the world's total land area, only 15 is protected by biodiversity sanctuaries. It indicates a significant gap between the actual need and current conservation efforts. Biodiversity sanctuaries play a crucial role in preserving the fragile ecosystem. They protect endangered species, restore degraded habitats, and provide a safe breeding ground for the threatened species. The statistics reveal that the successful conservation efforts have helped save several species from extinction. For instance, There were only 20 California condors left in 1982, but thanks to the active conservation efforts, the population has now risen to over 400. Managing biodiversity sanctuaries is a challenging task that requires continuous monitoring and upkeep. The statistics highlight that only 20 of the world's protected areas have an adequate budget for conservation efforts. The limited budget restricts the improvement of existing facilities, making it challenging to provide adequate protection. The conservation efforts in biodiversity sanctuaries are essential for human well-being as well. They help in maintaining the health of water bodies, providing a rich source of food, and regulating the climate. The statistics suggest that over 1 billion people depend on the ecosystem services provided by these sanctuaries, highlighting their importance to human societies. The degradation of ecosystems is primarily due to human activities such as deforestation, pollution, habitat destruction, and climate change. The statistics reveal that the fragmentation of habitats is a significant threat to the biodiversity of fragile ecosystems. Biodiversity sanctuaries provide a safe haven for endangered species and help in restoring the degraded habitats. It helps in maintaining the equilibrium of the ecosystem and preserves the biodiversity of the ecosystem. In conclusion, biodiversity sanctuaries are crucial for preserving fragile ecosystems. The statistics establish that only enhanced conservation efforts can protect the ecosystem's biodiversity and prevent further extinctions. The need of the hour is to increase the funding for biodiversity sanctuaries to implement more effective conservation measures and prevent the loss of biodiversity. The sanctuaries provide an excellent platform to reintroduce species and restore degraded habitats while also promoting the sustainable use of natural resources. It is imperative to conserve the biodiversity of fragile ecosystems to ensure a better future for all. In conclusion, biodiversity sanctuaries play a crucial role in preserving fragile ecosystems. They provide a safe haven for endangered species, prevent the deterioration of natural habitats, and promote the conservation of our planet's biodiversity. With the increasing threat of climate change and human activity, it is essential that we take action to protect our environment. Biodiversity sanctuaries are one of the most effective ways to ensure that our ecosystems remain healthy and vibrant for generations to come. By supporting these sanctuaries, we can make a positive impact on our environment and help to safeguard the natural world. It is up to each and every one of us to take responsibility for the health of our planet and take action to preserve it.
The trailer for our powerful documentary series, Conservation Heroes: Stories of Extraordinary Efforts to Protect Biodiversity, is an inspiring journey into the lives of people who are making a real difference in the world. This series is a testament to the power of human courage, determination and compassion, and showcases the incredible efforts made by individuals, communities, and organizations to preserve and protect endangered species and pristine ecosystems. From the jungles of Indonesia to the deserts of Namibia, our cameras will take you on a breathtaking journey across the globe, introducing you to some of the most remarkable conservationists, scientists, and activists who are fighting to save the planet and its inhabitants. You will witness the incredible efforts of ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things, from planting trees and building wildlife corridors, to rescuing animals from poachers and enforcing conservation laws. Through interviews, immersive footage, and expert commentary, Conservation Heroes: Stories of Extraordinary Efforts to Protect Biodiversity offers a unique insight into the struggles and triumphs of those working behind the scenes to save our planet. This is a series that will leave you inspired, enlightened, and motivated to take action in your own community, and join the conservation movement to protect and preserve our world for generations to come. Conservation heroes are individuals who have taken extraordinary efforts to protect biodiversity and natural resources. According to the World Wildlife Fund, it's estimated that over 10,000 species go extinct every year, and this number is expected to increase with the ongoing climate crisis. Thus, there is an urgent need to conserve and protect the natural world, and a growing number of individuals are stepping up to the challenge. Every year, more than 1,000 environmental activists are killed or attacked while trying to protect their lands and resources. Despite the dangers, they continue their quest for environmental justice. One such individual is Berta Cáceres, a Honduran environmental activist who fought against the construction of a dam that would have harmed the local people and endangered various species. Tragically, She was murdered in 2016 for her activism. Her story became a rallying cry for environmental defenders around the world who continue to risk their lives to protect the planet. Another conservation hero is Dr. Jane Goodall, who spent her life studying and advocating for chimpanzees and their habitats. Her work has drawn attention to the importance of protecting forests, which serve as critical habitats for countless species. Forests are home to 2/3 of the world's animals and plants, and they supply water and oxygen for billions of people. Unfortunately, deforestation is a major contributor to climate change, which is one of the biggest threats to global biodiversity. Conservation heroes like Goodall work tirelessly to raise awareness about the importance of forests and to promote sustainable practices that reduce deforestation. Conservation heroes come from all walks of life and have a variety of backgrounds. They include indigenous leaders, farmers, scientists, and lawyers. Indigenous communities have been the protectors of the world's most biodiverse regions, from the Amazon rainforest to Arctic tundras. They have lived in harmony with nature for centuries and have developed traditional knowledge that can inform conservation efforts. However, their lands and rights are often threatened by industrial activities such as mining and logging. Conservation heroes like Namonte Nguimo, an indigenous leader from the Ecuadorian Amazon, are fighting to protect their communities and lands from extractive industries. In 2020, she led a historic legal victory against the Ecuadorian government that recognized the rights of indigenous peoples to prior consultation before any development activities take place on their lands. Conservation heroes also recognize that protecting biodiversity is not just about saving individual species, but it's also about safeguarding entire ecosystems. Ecosystems provide essential services such as pollination, climate regulation, and nutrient cycling that are crucial for life on Earth. However, human activities such as pollution, overfishing, and land use changes are degrading and destroying these vital systems. Conservation heroes such as Sylvia Earle, a marine biologist and oceanographer, have dedicated their lives to studying and protecting the world's oceans. She founded Mission Blue, an organization that aims to create marine protected areas around the world and promote sustainable fishing practices. In conclusion, conservation heroes are individuals who have made extraordinary efforts to protect biodiversity in the natural world. They recognize the urgent need to conserve and protect the planet in the face of climate change and other environmental threats. Conservation heroes come from diverse backgrounds and have a range of skills and expertise, but they all share a deep commitment to safeguarding the natural world for future generations. We need more conservation heroes like Berta Cáceres, Dr. Jane Goodall, Namonte Nguimo, and Sylvia Earle to continue their crucial work and inspire others to join the fight for environmental justice. In conclusion, conservation heroes showcases the incredible efforts and sacrifices made by those who are dedicated to protecting critical ecosystems and biodiversity around the world. The inspiring stories of individuals who recognize the importance of conservation and take action to preserve our natural world are a reminder that we all have a role to play in protecting our planet. Through their bravery, determination, and innovative solutions, these heroes demonstrate that it is possible to make a difference and help to safeguard the future of our planet. As we continue to face ongoing environmental challenges, Conservation Heroes serves as a powerful reminder that we must work together to find sustainable solutions. By drawing attention to these extraordinary stories, we can raise awareness, inspire others to take action, and, ultimately, help protect and conserve our natural world.
The world is facing a grave environmental crisis, with the human population expanding exponentially and causing irreparable damage to the delicate ecosystems around us. However, hope is not lost, as a group of dedicated individuals known as the Ecosystem Guardians are working tirelessly to safeguard the most important biodiversity hotspots on the planet. They understand the importance of protecting these habitats not only as homes to countless species of flora and fauna but also as vital contributors to the health of our planet as a whole. In this video, we will follow the journey of the Ecosystem Guardians as they set out to protect these biodiversity hotspots against a multitude of threats, including deforestation, poaching and climate change. With years of experience and specialized training, they employ cutting-edge techniques to monitor the health of these habitats and ensure that they are not destroyed or irreversibly damaged. Through jaw-dropping visuals and heart-wrenching stories, we will witness firsthand the challenges and successes of these unsung heroes as they fight to preserve our planet's most precious resources. This video will inspire and educate viewers on the importance of protecting our planet's biodiversity hotspots and the role that each and every one of us can play in saving the precious ecosystems around us. Join the ecosystem guardians in their mission to safeguard our planet's most important habitats, and become part of the solution to the environmental crisis we face today. Ecosystem guardians play a pivotal role in safeguarding biodiversity hotspots, areas that are teeming with unique flora and fauna that are found nowhere else in the world. With only 2.5% of the Earth's surface being home to these hotspots, it is imperative to preserve them. According to the United Nations, up to 1 million species could face extinction if we don't act now to protect our planet's biodiversity, and that includes the species that call these hotspots home. To put it into perspective, over the past 500 years, we have lost 90 of the Earth's forests, and half of our planet's wetlands have been destroyed. These numbers are staggering, and the threat to our planet's diversity is more significant than ever. It is up to the ecosystem guardians, groups of individuals and organizations dedicated to protecting and preserving our ecosystems, to step up and take action. The work of ecosystem guardians is complex and multifaceted. Often, they work with communities to implement conservation programs and provide education about the importance of preserving biodiversity. They also work with governments to establish protected areas and advocate for policies that support conservation efforts. One such group of ecosystem guardians is the Rainforest Trust. Their mission is to purchase and protect threatened rainforests and other tropical habitats that are home to thousands of species of plants and animals. Since their founding in 1988, they have saved more than 23 million acres of land across the world. This is critical work considering that rainforests are home to over half of the world's plant and animal species. Another essential aspect of the work that ecosystem guardians do is the restoration of degraded ecosystems. According to the United Nations, over 2 billion hectares of land worldwide have been degraded due to human activity. This includes deforestation, desertification, soil degradation, and the draining of wetlands. Restoring these ecosystems is crucial not only for the survival of the species that call them home but also for the benefits that they provide to humanity, such as clean air and water, fertile soil, and the mitigation of climate change. The efforts of ecosystem guardians are paying off. Recent studies show that areas that are effectively protected by conservation efforts have less deforestation, fewer wildfires, and a greater concentration of endangered species. In Madagascar, for example, the creation of 6 new protected areas has led to a 40% decline in deforestation in those areas. In the past, conservation efforts have also successfully saved species that were on the brink of extinction, such as the black-footed ferret and the California condor. However, despite these successes, there is still much work to be done. Climate change is threatening the survival of many species, and the degradation of ecosystems continues at an alarming rate. In the face of these challenges, the work of ecosystem guardians is more critical than ever. In conclusion, ecosystem guardians play a crucial role in safeguarding biodiversity hotspots. With only a small percentage of the Earth's surface being home to these areas, it is essential to preserve them. The work of ecosystem guardians is multifaceted and involves conservation efforts, restoration of degraded ecosystems, and advocacy for policies that support conservation efforts. Although there have been successes, such as the creation of protected areas and the recovery of endangered species, there are still many challenges to address in the face of climate change and the degradation of ecosystems. The work of ecosystem guardians is more critical than ever, and it is up to all of us to support their efforts to preserve our planet's biodiversity for generations to come. In conclusion, it is clear that biodiversity hotspots are a crucial part of our ecosystems and need to be protected at all costs. This is where the role of ecosystem guardians becomes vital. These dedicated individuals form the backbone of efforts to safeguard these hotspots, ensuring that they can continue to thrive for generations to come. By working hand in hand with local communities, researchers, policymakers and other stakeholders, ecosystem guardians are instrumental in creating and implementing effective conservation strategies.
The world is currently facing a biodiversity crisis, with many species on the brink of extinction due to habitat destruction and climate change. However, there is hope for restoration through reforestation efforts. From Field to Forest is a project that is dedicated to restoring biodiversity through the replanting of forested areas. In this video, viewers will witness the beauty of nature as young saplings are planted in cleared fields and cultivated into healthy forests. We will take a journey through the process of reforestation, from site preparation to tree planting and maintenance.
Through this process, the landscape is transformed, and native wildlife is given the opportunity to thrive once again. Interviews with experts in the fields of forestry and conservation will explore the benefits and challenges of reforestation. We will also hear from those who are directly impacted by these efforts, including community members and farmers who have worked to restore their own land. Throughout the video, stunning visuals of flourishing forests and their inhabitants will showcase the importance of reforestation in preserving the planet's biodiversity. From Field to Forest offers a message of hope and inspiration for a sustainable future. Did you know that deforestation is responsible for approximately 15% of all greenhouse gas emissions worldwide? It's a staggering number that highlights the importance of reforestation efforts like those undertaken by From Field to Forest, an organization dedicated to restoring biodiversity through tree planting. But it's not just greenhouse gas emissions that are impacted by deforestation. A recent study found that up to 60% of all species may face extinction due to habitat loss. That's why the work of organizations like From Field to Forest is so critical. Through partnerships with local communities and organizations, they're able to replant native tree species, creating corridors of biodiversity that allow animals to migrate and thrive. And their efforts are making a difference. In just the last year, From Field to Forest planted over 10,000 trees, creating habitat for countless species and helping to combat climate change. But the work is far from over. Currently, only 30 of the world's forests remain intact, and we must do more to protect and restore these vital ecosystems. By supporting organizations like From Field to Forest, we can help to create a more sustainable future for all. As we conclude this video, it is now clear that reforestation is the way to go when it comes to restoring biodiversity and mitigating climate change. From the field to the forest, reforestation promises to be the bedrock of a more sustainable future.
Preserving biodiversity has become a critical issue for humanity. As we enter the sixth mass extinction, it's important to take action now to ensure that future generations have a more biodiverse planet. Our video explores the consequences of biodiversity loss and the ways we can preserve it. We start by taking a look at various ecosystems and the diversity of species that inhabit them. We see the intricate relationships between species, how they rely on each other for survival, and how human activity is disrupting these relationships. Next, we hear from experts in the field of biodiversity conservation who share their insights on how we can preserve it. We see the different approaches taken by conservationists at local and global scales. Finally, we highlight the importance of preservation for future generations. We show how a loss of biodiversity will have a ripple effect on the entire planet, leading to issues such as food scarcity, loss of medicine, and disruption of global ecosystems. Our video aims to inspire action towards the preservation of biodiversity. It's a timeless legacy that we must leave behind for our children and grandchildren. Let's protect our planet's biological wealth and ensure a better future for all. Biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth, is constantly under threat. According to the World Wildlife Fund, populations of mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians have declined by a staggering 60 since 1970, a major reason being habitat loss due to human activity. This loss of biodiversity doesn't just affect the animals, it has a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem and ultimately, on human well-being. It's estimated that 1 in 4 pharmaceuticals have been developed from species that are now endangered or extinct. Moreover, biodiversity helps to regulate climate, water quality, and nutrient cycling. Preserving biodiversity is essential not just for ethical reasons, but for ecological and economic reasons as well. The good news is that there's still time to reverse this trend. but it requires action from all of us. By protecting habitats, reducing our carbon footprint, and supporting conservation efforts, we can ensure that the timeless legacy of biodiversity is preserved for generations to come. In conclusion, preserving biodiversity is not just a noble cause but a duty that we owe to ourselves and future generations. The impact of biodiversity loss is severe and widespread, from the destruction of natural habitats to the extinction of species, and everything in between. It's time for us to take a stand and reverse the damage we have caused. We need to adopt sustainable practices that promote the conservation of species, habitats, and ecosystems. This may include the use of alternative sources of energy, responsible farming, and fishing practices, protected areas, and wildlife management. We must also build awareness about the importance of biodiversity and the impact of human activities on it. Education and awareness campaigns are essential in promoting the value of biodiversity and its role in maintaining the health of our planet. At the same time, we need to take concrete steps towards preserving biodiversity ourselves. We can start by making small changes in our daily lives, like reducing plastic usage, supporting wildlife conservation efforts, and choosing ecologically friendly products. Remember, preserving biodiversity is a timeless legacy that we can leave for future generations.
In a world where climate change and environmental degradation threaten our planet's biodiversity, it's more important than ever to celebrate the abundance of life that surrounds us. The Symphony of Life is a breathtaking documentary that will take you on a journey through the enchanting wonders of nature, showcasing the rich tapestry of flora and fauna that exist in our planet's ecosystems. From the vivid coral reefs to the lush rainforests, the Symphony of Life shows how every creature, big or small, plays an important part in the complex web of life. From the delicately balanced relationships between predator and prey, to the vibrant and beautiful dance of pollinators and flowers, this documentary paints a stunning portrait of the breathtaking diversity of life on Earth. But the Symphony of Life is not just a visually stunning spectacle, it's a call to action. Through interviews with leading scientists, conservationists, and environmental activists, this documentary inspires us to take action to protect our planet's biodiversity before it's too late. By celebrating the marvels of biodiversity and the wonder of nature, we are reminded of our own place in the intricate tapestry of life, and encouraged to take steps to preserve it for generations to come. Don't miss this breathtaking celebration of the wonders of our natural world. Get ready to be moved and inspired by the Symphony of Life. The Symphony of Life is a powerful and moving tribute to the beauty and complexity of the natural world. This stunning video celebrates the marvels of biodiversity in all its forms, from the smallest microbes to the largest animals. With stunning visuals and evocative music, it takes us on a journey through the intricate web of life that sustains our planet. Over the past few decades, however, human activities have dramatically altered this delicate balance, leading to the loss of many species and irreparable damage to our ecosystems. Today, we face an urgent need to protect the biodiversity that remains, and to work towards restoring what has been lost. By showcasing the wonders of the natural world, the Symphony of Life reminds us of our interconnectedness with all living things and the importance of preserving this diversity for future generations. From the vast expanse of the oceans to the stunning diversity of the rainforest, we are immersed in the sights and sounds of the natural world. The video features breathtaking footage of animals in their natural habitats, from the busy colonies of ants to the majestic elephants of the African savanna. With its powerful message and stirring imagery, the Symphony of Life inspires us to cherish and protect the biodiversity that sustains us all. In conclusion, the Symphony of Life celebrates the marvels of biodiversity and reminds us of the interconnectedness of all living beings. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest animals, every creature has a role to play in maintaining the delicate balance of our planet. By promoting conservation efforts and raising awareness about the importance of protecting our natural world, we can ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. The Symphony of Life is a powerful testament to the beauty and diversity of life on Earth, and serves as a call to action for all of us. As our world continues to develop and grow, it becomes more important than ever to understand the web of life and the interconnectedness of biodiversity. From the tiniest insects to the largest mammals, every species plays a vital role in the delicate balance of our ecosystem. But what happens when one species is threatened or even lost? The consequences can be far-reaching and devastating. This video will take you on a journey through the web of life, diving deep into the complex relationships that exist between different species. We will explore the intricate web of connections between plants, animals, and their environments, and discover how even the smallest changes can have a profound impact on the entire system. Through stunning visuals and expert commentary, we will delve into the science of biodiversity and learn the importance of preserving our natural world. Join us on this eye-opening adventure as we unravel the mysteries of the web of life and discover our role in protecting it for generations to come. The web of life provides an incredible opportunity to explore the interconnectedness of biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the massive variety of species found on our planet, including plants, animals, and microorganisms, and it's crucial to the health and survival of our planet. Did you know that there are over 8 million species on Earth, and scientists believe that we've only discovered a fraction of them? Unfortunately, human actions have led to a rapid decline in species diversity. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, 1 million species are at risk of extinction due to habitat destruction, pollution, and climate change. That's a staggering statistic that should alarm us all. But why does biodiversity matter? Simply put, it underpins the functioning of our planet. Different species perform crucial ecological roles and provide vital ecosystem services, such as pollination, pest control, and nutrient cycling. A classic example is the relationship between bees and flowers. Without bees to pollinate, many plant species would struggle to reproduce, and the knock-on effects could impact the entire food web. Biodiversity also plays a significant role in human health. Many of our medicines are derived from natural sources, and research has shown that spending time in nature can have positive impacts on mental well-being. So, how can we protect biodiversity? One approach is to take a holistic view of our impact on the environment, recognizing that everything is connected. For example, cutting down a forest not only removes important habitat for animals and plants but also contributes to climate change. Reducing our carbon footprint could help slow the warming of our planet, which is predicted to have disastrous consequences for biodiversity. Another approach is to promote sustainable practices like organic farming, which can reduce the use of pesticides and encourage a more diverse range of crops. Community-based conservation initiatives can also be effective, empowering local people to take ownership of their natural resources and protect them for future generations. To sum up, biodiversity is a massive and intricate web of life that we are all a part of. It's crucial to the functioning of our planet, and to our survival. But it's under threat from human activities. By understanding and appreciating the interconnectedness of everything in the natural world, we can work together to protect and preserve this incredible heritage for future generations. In conclusion, the web of life is a complex and interconnected system that plays a vital role in maintaining the biodiversity of our planet. It is important to remember that every living organism has a unique place in this ecosystem, and the loss of even one species can have profound effects on the entire system. By understanding the interconnectedness of biodiversity, we can recognize the importance of preserving and protecting the web of life for future generations. Through research and education, we can continue to better understand the webs of life in ecosystems around the world and how they are being impacted by human activity. It is important for us to recognize our role in maintaining and supporting this interconnected system, and to make changes in our behaviors and attitudes to protect biodiversity. We must work together to protect and preserve the web of life and the biodiversity of our planet through careful management of resources, conservation efforts, and sustainable practices. By doing so, we can ensure a
The world is full of countless wonders, and perhaps one of the greatest is biodiversity. Unlocking the secrets of biodiversity is a quest to explore the hidden treasures of nature and discover the mysteries that lie within. From the depths of the ocean floor to the canopy of the rainforest, we are on a mission to uncover some of the most elusive and precious creatures that exist on our planet. Our journey will take us to some of the most remote and mysterious places on Earth, where we will encounter an array of fascinating creatures, such as the tardigrade, the axolotl, and the ghost slug. Along the way, we will learn about the crucial roles that these creatures play in sustaining the fragile ecosystems in which they live. Through stunning visuals and captivating storytelling, we will witness the beauty and complexity of life on Earth, and the importance of preserving and protecting these treasures for generations to come. Join us on this incredible adventure as we embark on a journey of wonder, discovery, and exploration, all in the name of unlocking the secrets of biodiversity. Biodiversity is the incredible variety of life on Earth. It encompasses not just the millions of species of animals and plants that we can see, but can also the billions of microorganisms that we cannot. In fact, over 99% of all living things are invisible to the naked eye. The importance of biodiversity cannot be overstated. Everything from the air we breathe to the food we eat depends on it. Despite its significance, however, biodiversity remains largely unexplored and its secrets remain hidden. According to the World Wildlife Fund, we have only identified around 1.5 million species on Earth out of a possible 10 million. That means that there are still millions of living organisms that we have yet to discover, study, and appreciate. Unlocking the secrets of biodiversity is a daunting task, but one that scientists and researchers around the world are dedicated to. Through a combination of fieldwork, laboratory analysis, and cutting-edge technology, we are gradually learning more about the complex web of life that surrounds us. In recent years, DNA sequencing has revolutionized the study of biodiversity, allowing us to identify new species and understand their relationships to other organisms. For example, researchers in Madagascar used DNA sequencing to identify 28 new species of lemur, a type of primate found only on the island. Exploring nature's hidden treasures requires us to venture into some of the most remote and challenging environments on Earth. The Amazon rainforest, for example, is one of the most biodiverse regions on the planet, but it is also one of the most difficult to explore. Scientists must track through dense jungle, navigate treacherous rivers, and avoid dangerous wildlife to uncover new species. Despite the challenges, the rewards are enormous. In just the past decade, scientists have discovered over 1,000 new plant and animal species in the Amazon, including a bright blue tarantula, a tree that is twice as tall as the Statue of Liberty, and a new species of river dolphin. Protecting biodiversity is essential for the health of the planet and all its inhabitants. The loss of even a single species can have far-reaching consequences, as each organism plays a unique and important role in its ecosystem. Unfortunately, human activity, such as deforestation, pollution, and climate change, is driving a rapid decline in biodiversity. According to the United Nations, 1 million species are at risk of extinction due to human activity. There is still so much we don't know about biodiversity, and many secrets remain hidden. However, by investing in research and conservation efforts, we can ensure that we don't lose the incredible richness of life that surrounds us. We must work together to protect threatened species and their habitats, regulate human activity, and support scientific research. The future of biodiversity is in our hands. In conclusion, unlocking the secrets of biodiversity is crucial to understanding and improving the world we live in. Exploring nature's hidden treasures can lead to the discovery of new medicines, technologies, and solutions to environmental challenges. It also provides a deeper appreciation and respect for the incredible complexity and beauty of the natural world. By protecting and preserving biodiversity, we can ensure a healthier future for ourselves and generations to come. It is important to continue to support scientific research, conservation efforts, and education to further our understanding and appreciation of biodiversity. If we work together, we can unlock the full potential of our planet's natural resources and create a more sustainable and harmonious relationship between humans and nature. Let's continue.
In today's world, the urgency to protect biodiversity and ecosystems has never been greater. With rising global temperatures and the loss of thousands of unique species, it is crucial to look at traditional ecological knowledge and the connection that indigenous people have with the land. Our upcoming video will explore the importance of indigenous knowledge and how it can help protect biodiversity and natural resources. We will look at the ways that indigenous communities are embracing and preserving traditional ecological wisdom, while also using new technology to help protect their lands. Through interviews with indigenous community leaders and researchers, we will showcase the cultural practices and respect for the environment that is so important to the preservation of biodiversity. Looking at a range of case studies and examples from around the world, our video will explore the benefits that indigenous communities are providing to the whole world by helping to sustainably manage the resources of our planet. You will gain valuable insight into the connections between people and the land, and leave with a newfound appreciation for the importance of preserving the traditional ecological wisdom that has sustained indigenous communities for thousands of years. By highlighting the importance of biodiversity, indigenous knowledge, and traditional ecological wisdom, our video aims to inspire a new way of thinking about the relationship between humans and the natural world. Biodiversity and indigenous knowledge are two essential components that go hand in hand to protect traditional ecological wisdom. The loss of biodiversity can have a profound impact not only on the natural world but on human culture and society as well. According to recent statistics, the global decline in biodiversity is happening at an alarming rate, with an estimated 1 million species facing extinction within the next few decades. This loss of biodiversity can be attributed to various human activities, including deforestation, pollution, and climate change. However, indigenous communities, who have been living in harmony with nature for centuries, possess a wealth of knowledge and traditional ecological wisdom that can help protect biodiversity. Indigenous knowledge systems have provided solutions for thousands of years, such as maintaining soil fertility and controlling pests and traditional agricultural practices. These traditional ecological practices can offer a sustainable approach to land use and conservation, reducing the negative impact on biodiversity. Despite this, indigenous knowledge systems face many challenges in today's world, including assimilation, colonization, and loss of cultural identity. These challenges have led to the marginalization of indigenous knowledge and the appropriation of their practices without proper acknowledgement or compensation. Therefore, it is crucial to recognize the value of traditional ecological knowledge and support indigenous communities in their efforts to protect biodiversity through their practices. The respect for indigenous knowledge systems is not just for cultural and social reasons, but it is also an effective method to promote conservation. In conclusion, it is important that we prioritize the protection of biodiversity and indigenous knowledge systems to ensure a sustainable future for our planet. We must invest in the education and recognition of indigenous knowledge, allowing them to become the rightful leaders of conservation movements. Only through the collaboration of indigenous communities and modern conservation practices can we hope to preserve the rich biodiversity and cultural heritage of the planet. In conclusion, it is clear that the preservation of traditional ecological wisdom and biodiversity is essential for the future of our planet. Indigenous communities holding valuable knowledge about how to keep our ecosystems healthy and sustainable. By embracing and collaborating with these communities, we can work towards a more environmentally conscious and equitable world. It is important to recognize that the loss of biodiversity and traditional knowledge not only affects indigenous people but the entire global community. We must take immediate action to preserve this wisdom. Governments, private organizations, and individuals can all take steps to support and protect indigenous communities and their traditional ecological knowledge. We need to understand that the protection of traditional ecological wisdom is crucial for the maintenance of our natural resources, our cultural heritage, and our global well-being. We must learn from those who have been living in balance with nature for generations, and work towards creating a
In today's world, urbanization has led to rapid destruction of natural habitats for countless species. However, what most people fail to realize is that biodiversity still persists in the urban environment, albeit in a much lesser proportion. The need for urban conservation efforts to preserve and protect these species has never been more important. In our upcoming video, Biodiversity at Your Doorstep, we aim to bring attention to the importance of urban biodiversity and provide people with practical ways to encourage conservation efforts in their own homes. We will showcase fascinating insights into the diversity of species that live in our cities and how small actions can make a big difference in their survival. The video will feature interviews with experts in the field of urban ecology who will impart valuable knowledge on the subject of conservation at the local level. We will explore various successful initiatives and projects that have been put in place by community groups and local government to encourage urban conservation efforts. The video will emphasize the fact that every individual can play a vital role in preserving the fragile balance of urban biodiversity and that together, we can create a sustainable and thriving urban ecosystem. Biodiversity at your doorstep. Encouraging urban conservation efforts is a topic of utmost importance in our current times. As the world faces an unprecedented loss of biodiversity, it is crucial for us to take steps towards preserving what we have left. Did you know that urban areas, despite their concrete structures, are home to a diverse range of flora and fauna? In fact, according to a study by the World Wildlife Fund, cities contain about 80% of the world's biodiversity. This means that conservation efforts must extend beyond rural areas and into our bustling cities. Unfortunately, urbanization and development have led to the destruction of natural habitats, hence leading to the loss of crucial species that contribute towards a healthy and balanced ecosystem. To put this into perspective, about 100,000 species go extinct every year due to human activities, and this number is projected to rise. However, we have the power to make a change. By encouraging urban conservation efforts, we can help mitigate the negative impact of development and preserve what we have left. Simple actions such as creating green spaces, supporting local wildlife-friendly businesses, and reducing our carbon footprint can go a long way in protecting urban biodiversity. In conclusion, it is no longer enough to rely on rural areas for conservation efforts. We must focus on the biodiversity at our doorstep and take action before it's too late. In conclusion, biodiversity at your doorstep is an incredible opportunity to encourage urban conservation efforts. By promoting awareness and education about local ecosystems, citizens can play an active role in preserving the natural world around them. Through individual actions and community-based initiatives, we can encourage the preservation and even the expansion of habitats for indigenous flora and fauna. By bringing community together around the goals of urban conservation, we can foster a sense of responsibility and shared stewardship for the natural resources in our cities. By actively engaging in urban conservation efforts, we can enhance and protect the biodiversity that exists right outside our front doors. And in doing so, we ensure that future generations will be able to experience the wonder and beauty of nature, right at their doorstep. So let's take responsibility for and make the effort to protect and preserve our unique urban ecosystems.
In a world where humans and the environment are constantly competing for space and resources, biodiversity conservation has become a crucial balancing act between the two. Our planet's biodiversity is under threat from human activities like deforestation, pollution, and climate change, and the consequences of losing this delicate balance are dire. It is crucial that we prioritize biodiversity conservation to ensure the sustainability of our planet's ecosystems. The costs of failing to do so are already visible in the form of unnatural weather patterns, extinction of species, and damage to our health. The conservation of biodiversity should not be solely driven by the preservation of animals and plants but also to preserve ecological processes that sustain us. We often undermine the importance of ecosystems like forests, oceans, and wetlands, but these areas have a critical role to play in our lives, from providing clean air and water to regulating our climate. We must understand that biodiversity conservation is not just a matter of preserving nature for the sake of preserving it, but it is a matter of life or death. The task of achieving a balance between humans and the environment is a daunting one, but it is not insurmountable. Through collective and individual efforts, we can work towards a sustainable future where people and nature can thrive side by side. Biodiversity conservation is a tricky issue that requires a delicate balancing act between humanity and nature. The world's biodiversity is in peril, with the rate of extinction of species accelerating at an alarming pace. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, 1/3 of all assessed species are threatened with extinction. A staggering 25 of all mammal species, 13 of birds, and 41 of amphibians are at risk of dying out. The UN also reports that around 70 of the world's plants are threatened with extinction, and 63 of assessed fish species are considered overfished. These statistics highlight the extent of the challenge faced by those working to conserve biodiversity. The drivers of biodiversity loss are multiple and driven by human activities such as habitat destruction, overexploitation of resources, pollution, and climate change. Climate change, in particular, has emerged as a significant threat to the world's biodiversity, with global warming and extreme weather disrupting ecosystems and altering species distribution. While these statistics are alarming, there is still hope for biodiversity conservation. Many conservation efforts have shown great success in protecting and restoring species populations. For example, the giant panda population in China has seen an increase of 17 over the last decade thanks to reforestation efforts and wildlife corridors. The population of humpback whales has rebounded from being on the brink of extinction to over 80,000 worldwide, thanks to decades of protection measures. Conservationists are working hard to ensure the survival of endangered species and ecosystems. Some approaches include establishing protected areas, reintroducing species into their natural habitats, and promoting sustainable use of resources. Indigenous communities play a crucial role in biodiversity conservation, as traditional knowledge and practices can help conserve ecosystems and species over time. Biodiversity conservation is not only important for the natural world but also for human well-being. Ecosystems provide us with essential goods and services, such as clean air, water, and food. Conserving biodiversity also offers opportunities for sustainable tourism and economic development. In conclusion, conserving biodiversity is a balancing act between people and nature. The statistics indicate that there is much work to be done, but also that conservation efforts can make a difference. We must act now to ensure that biodiversity continues to thrive, for the benefit of all living beings. In conclusion, conservation of biodiversity is a crucially important task for humanity. With the planet undergoing significant climate change, the need for conservation has never been greater. Humans must take care of the natural world and preserve its resources while simultaneously utilizing them effectively. And while progress has been made towards this goal, there is still much work to be done. The conservation of biodiversity is as much a balancing act between people and nature as it is a scientific endeavor. It requires collaboration, understanding, and meaningful action on a global scale.